Hop on in. I mean, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited to talk about creating passive income in a seasonal industry. Obviously, we're talking about the tax industry. That is what most of you guys have, either a tax office, you're a tax preparer, bookkeeper, something. The reason you're on this webinar is because you are in the tax industry at some level. So let's go ahead and get started about telling you all about what it is that we can do and how we can get you earning that year-round revenue. Uh-oh. I'm gonna mute that real quick. Sorry, we had somebody was in there unmuted, so I could hear some stuff in the background. All right, so like I was saying, we're creating a passive income in the year-round industry, and seasonal industry. All right, so here we go. Let's get going. Let me tell you a little something about me real quick and why you should care who I am. They call me the Tax Res Connect. That's why we called our coaching program School Tax Resolution Connection. My name is Darren Branch. I am a practicing enrolled agent, and I am still the founder of Whitewood Tax Solutions that we founded back in 2011. I've been specializing in resolution since then, and also in membership programs, which we'll talk about. The firm that I discussed, Whitewood Tax Solutions, we built in 2011 from the ground up. It became a nationwide tax help firm. We've helped thousands of taxpayers through all of our partnership programs save hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes. We started in 2013 a resolution program for tax professionals. That program is still running and still very successful. We've got a couple hundred professionals in that practice, in that program, that's helping their clients with tax problems, whether it be wage levies, bank levies, liens, and so forth. So I do know what I'm talking about, and I am in the trenches every day. I do this type of work, supervise my team, deal with clients, deal with the IRS. I still do everything that you guys do as well. So you should listen to what I have to say when it comes to year-round revenue and tax resolution, hence the reason we call me Tax Res Connect. Now, before we get too far into all of what we're talking about, I want you guys to take a second and think of the tax preparation industry as a tricycle. Okay, there's a picture of a tricycle there with no wheels on the back. Okay, think about the front wheel being tax preparation. That's your main income source. That's what you got into this business for. That's why you started your business. That is the big wheel that keeps pulling. All right, the back wheels that are missing from this picture right here are passive and year-round income. All right, so I've had somebody flat out ask me what my point was with that. So I want to explain it. The point is, you can always ride a tricycle with one big wheel and no wheels on the back, and it'll just drag across the concrete, across the grass, wherever you're going. It's not a fun ride. It's very hard. All right, and that's how I consider the tax prep industry without passive and year-round income. It's very hard. You can continue to run for years and years and years, but it's a very hard ride. All right, so what we want to do is put those back wheels on the tricycle that we call the tax prep industry. And we want you to be able to have a much smoother ride that you can ride for a long time without getting tired. All right. And that is what will happen if you put those wheels together. If you keep those wheels off, you could still be wildly successful. But from my experience and the people that I know, you're going to get burned out. That is a very real thing. It's not just something people talk about. And if you're going to try to ride your tricycle without those back wheels, you're going to get burned out a lot quicker than you would. So let's talk about how you're going to get those back wheels, that passive and year-round income, put on your tricycle so you can ride. All right. Now, my frustration with the tax industry and the reason that I even started into teaching others and coaching and also tax resolution was because I started my firm wanting to help people. All right. When I first started, I would go above and beyond for free. And what I mean by that is that I was so nervous. I was worried. I stayed worried that my clients weren't going to become my clients. They were going to jump ship. They were going to go somewhere else next year, and I wasn't going to have a business if I didn't do all of these extras that the clients were asking me to do. Come to find out, that was completely false. All right. I also felt like clients, there's no way these clients are going to pay me. They already paid me $300 to file their tax returns, $250, whatever you charge. I felt like there's no way they're going to pay me more for extra work because they see it as they've already paid me. That too is also false. Okay. The straw that broke the camel's back, if you want to call it that, is in 2013. I had to call the IRS for this one client about 100 times. Not really, but I promise you, he came in multiple times a day, bringing me papers, asking me questions. We'd call together. We'd send letters all over some unreported income. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a very basic and very simple issue. All right. Finally, months later of this gentleman coming in every couple of days, several times a day, we finally got his matter resolved. Literally right in my office across from me, he tells me, you know, I was also having this other company try to work on it too. I got this membership program through my credit card that I pay like $29.95 a month for. Man, those guys aren't any good. So I just prefer you to do it. So thank you so much. And I want to say that again. He said he pays $29.95 a month for someone to help him with stuff like the ID thefts, the tax audits and so forth. He was paying somebody for that, but he just thought I was better. And so I was doing all this work for months for free. All right. So when I heard that, I honestly said to myself, why didn't I charge extra for all this time that I spent helping this one client? Why did I just do this? Another thing, why don't I have a plan for people to pay me monthly that covers all this stuff? Why am I even doing tax preparation, period? What I love is tax resolution. And the epiphany or the light bulb that went off was, I got to fix this issue right now because my time is too valuable for this. I'm worth more than the money he paid me for all the time that I spent. I've got to fix it. So what I did was, if I can get to this here, I created a solution. And my solution, I went home and literally, I don't want to say overnight because it took longer than that, but almost overnight, I said to myself, I'm going to create a membership where people pay me monthly. I'm going to include their tax returns if they want. I'm going to cover their audits if they're audited, but they're going to pay me. They're going to pay me on a monthly basis so that I've got money coming in every year. I'm going to partner with other tax professionals in my area. I'm not going to solely depend on tax preparation because that's not exactly all that I do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go find me tax professionals that want to make some extra money. I'm going to ensure that I've got money coming in every month, month after month, so that I can fire all the difficult clients that I have. All right. Then I wanted to make 100 grand a year and I wanted to partner with 50 plus people. All right. Does that make sense? Everybody hear what I'm saying? I'm frustrated. If you can envision back in 2013, I'm frustrated. My business has only been open a couple of years. We're doing okay. I get this one client. Now I've got this solution in my head. I'm going to create all this stuff, right? People thought I was crazy in the family. You can't go out there and do all this. I said, I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. All right. So let's talk about what happened with those results. All right. We put it all together and we launched it at a convention. There were tons of people there, tax professionals there. We launched the tax protection plans. We launched a couple other things, but we're going to talk about the tax protection plan right now. When we launched the protection plan that we had in the office, right, prior to going to this convention, actually, I take that back. So in 2013, we launched it in our office. We enrolled 83% of our clients, right? 92% of those re-enrolled in 2014. They re-enrolled automatically for another year. By 2018, we were making $86,000 a year in passive income. Now, if you remember, I said I wanted to make 100 grand a year in the membership programs that I developed, right? So we were close. 2020, we actually made 114,000 in recurring revenue. So it took some time to grow. But this was 100% passive income, passive year-round income on memberships alone. All right. Solution part two, 2013, later in that year, we launched the enterprise partnership program at the convention. I got confused with the slide that was up, but we launched that later in the year at a convention for tax professionals. And we enrolled, I want to say 30 something people in that right off the bat in that thing when we launched it. And then later on, come 2014, we had a total of 78 tax professionals enrolled in the program. All right. We were training. We explained how to do it. We put it in play. Then by 2016, we had 50 of those professionals making $5 grand a month with tax resolution. All right. Remember, these guys, I'm going to show you the thing again. These guys were actually making $5 grand a month or more without doing the actual work. We were doing the work for them. So let me ask you, is that considered passive income in your mind? I'm going to sit there and wait for a second. Hopefully somebody will chat back. If not, we'll move on. But I really want to know, is it passive income in your mind if someone else is doing the work for you and you're getting the money and the money's coming into your bank account? I would consider that. There you go. Thank you, Raj. That is passive income. That to me is considered passive income. That is what those folks were doing. All right. So people always, how does this apply to you? let's be honest again. If you want to chat for me, I would appreciate it. Somebody tell me, do you have a similar story about a client that drove you crazy? Maybe you got one now that still drives you crazy. Maybe you're dreading them because they're going to come in tomorrow and then they're going to have 42 things to come back before April and tell you to amend it because they forgot this and forgot that, but they have to get their money. So yes, Raj, thank you. Everybody has that. So most tax professionals that I talk to that just focus on tax preparation, that's always feast or famine. Okay. Their business, they're always, I don't want to say they're stressed because I mean, most of them that I talk to, they enjoy their business. They love it, but they do admit that the ups and downs are just crazy. All right. So if you're not going to tell me that you're focused, the majority of your income comes from tax prep and you're going to tell me it doesn't have up and down, I want to know how. All right. Because everybody I talk to says that that business is just up and down. So what do you do next? You're going to spend money, most likely, on something. You're going to do a big marketing push to try to get some more returns in, just so you can have that one more big month. Does it sound familiar? I believe it becomes the norm in everybody's life that focuses on tax prep. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. It's a seesaw, it's a roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. It just becomes the norm. And that's what I want to help you guys get away from. I want you to stop riding that roller coaster, the seesaw, whatever you want to call it. And I want you to not get burnt out. I mentioned earlier that burnout is real. It is real. And you've got to make sure that you protect yourself from burnout. All right. So let's expand on year-round services for a minute. We're going to talk about the passive income. We talked about the protection plans. They create monthly passive income. It also keeps your tax prep clients loyal because they're paying you. They're paying you on a monthly basis for you to protect them. Some of our people put their tax return fees in those memberships. So they're paying $39, $49 a month. And that includes their revenue. I mean, includes their tax prep fees for the upcoming year. Some folks don't. They just keep the ID theft restoration. They keep the audit protection. They keep the transcripts pulled. The biggest thing is, well, you know what, we'll talk about that in a minute. Then we have tax resolution that provides monthly revenue from your clients that have tax problems. All right. It allows you to market to a bigger audience. You're not, everybody out there has to file a tax return, right? But now you're narrowing that audience down and you're finding people that you typically wouldn't pay any attention, because people with tax problems, they're not really looking at filing their taxes. They usually stick their head in the sand. So you're not getting those clients right now at all, right? Now you're going to be able to market and say you can fix those problems. Now you can bring those clients in and you can provide a big ticket item. Resolution fees right now with people that we work with are averaging about $5,200 a client. Some of those are $15,000, some of them are $3,000. Entity setup and compliance, that provides monthly revenue as well by helping clients. When you set them up into an S Corp, they're saving that 15% self-employment tax. Everybody should know that, correct? Everybody knows if you turn a Schedule C person with a profit into an S Corp, then you're going to eliminate that self-employment tax. That fee is not necessarily passive, but they're going to pay you most likely $995 to $1,500 to set that up for them. And then they're going to pay you monthly for the compliance portion, which, remember, if you're talking about a small Schedule C, that person has one person on payroll, which is them. So you're able to give them the 941s or 940 all up front, and that's done. So that work is over. Now they're still paying you all year round. That as well is year-round passive income. Okay. Those are really the three things minus bookkeeping. I don't really get into bookkeeping much and don't suggest I can help you with that portion of it because I can't. Those are the only other three things that are passive year-round incomes in this industry. All right. But all of them can generate thousands and thousands of dollars per month from clients and also help you grow your office. So I ramble sometimes, and you may be thinking, say what? So if you're thinking that, you can put it in the chat and you can say what? I don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. All right. So we're going to go a little deeper into, if you don't get it, you don't get it. That's okay. But look, I'm going to tell you, how does it grow your tax prep business? How does it help you with everything? This slide right here shows you on the left, the typical office. We took 250 clients, right? At $350 each. And then you add in I don't know what the bank product revenue is. Okay. I don't deal with bank product revenue. I don't even ask my partners about that. But most of them say they can do 2 or 3 amended returns. In like out of those 250 people that come in, they might get another 2 or 3 amended returns. So we said 750. So they're making about $88,000 a year, give or take. Okay. Now, my partner's offices are actually making $111,000 a year. That's a 26% increase. And every year this increase grows. Why? Because you're getting more and more clients. When you start offering more services, you get more clients. Once you get a tax problem client, now you've got a tax prep client. When you take entity client that needs to be switched over or needs to open a new business, now you've got tax prep clients. Now you've got an extra return. So you're going to generate more and more money through it. So my partner's offices actually charge less. Why? Because the membership program offers them a discount. So they have somebody on a membership, they charge $50 less for that person for their annual return. So they're bringing in less from tax prep, but then they've got the passive year-round income coming in at $30,000 a month. I mean, a year. I'm sorry, these are yearly figures. So $2,500 a month in passive. Then you've got amended returns. When you're on a membership program, the system's going to kick up and tell you what can be done. Like there's amended returns. They missed this. They forgot to include this income. These credits weren't claimed. You're going to know those things from the last 3 years and be able to charge your client to amend. Or some of our partners do it for free. They just do the amended returns. I suggest you charge for it. Okay. So that's why I put the numbers in. Resolution referrals, just from referrals alone, you can make another 3,000. Now, with our program, that's our base program. We have another program where you can make a whole lot more than that, but we'll talk about that if you're interested. But then the entity referrals coming in as well, you make another 2. So 111,000, that's a 26% increase in a typical office to my partner's offices. Okay. My partners are making 26% more than what that office on the left is making. So let me ask everybody a question real quick. If I could teach you how to increase your revenue by 26% or more, and I could teach you an easy to learn system to add to passive and year-round income. I'm talking easy to learn, guys, something that just you can pull out of the box, print out right now and start utilizing it. And if I could teach you how to offer tax resolution, make you a tax expert basically on fixing tax problems without you having to do the actual back-end work yourself, that would eliminate the seasonal income. So I wouldn't have to teach you that. But what if I could do that? I would be teaching you how to build a year-round tax help center. All right. Would you want my help? And I'm going to sit here and pause for a minute to see. If I told you that, would you want my help? Dan keeps talking. Derek says yes. Regina says yes. We'll sit for a minute longer. So I think everybody understands. So I can do that. Okay. So I can teach you how to do every one of those things right there. All you have to do is follow a system. A lot of people have a hard time following a system, guys. Let's be real. A lot of people don't like, they want to reinvent the wheel, or they're set in their way. So you have to be open, all right, to different things, but I can actually teach you that. So in reality, the only way you can actually see in your seasonal roller coaster that you're currently on is to add year-round revenue and create a passive income stream. Create means it builds over time. All right. I'm not telling you I can bring you in and you're going to make 80 grand a year in passive income right off the bat. I showed you a legitimate slide of our numbers. It took me from 2013 to 2020 to accomplish my goal. It could be done, and it grew every year. Okay. And I think in the first 3 years, we were almost there, and then we sort of just stayed there. Okay. So that's the only way to do it. But the best way to do these things is not to try to do it yourself. Now, I did it. Okay. But if I could go back and had somebody tell me that I could do it, follow their system and not have to create my own system, I would do it all day long. The best way to do it is to partner with someone who knows how to do both of these things, to end the seasonal income with year-round revenue, passive income. If you partner with someone that does that, that is much better than trying to reinvent the wheel and do it all on your own. Now, anybody ever tried resolution and failed? No big deal. It's okay. All right. That's why the top of this slide says it's okay. If you failed at offering a membership program, which I thought I was like the only one until I started talking to people about it, but evidently a lot of folks have tried and failed. If you're concerned that you can't succeed with any of this stuff, don't worry about it. All right. It's okay if you've tried and failed. It's okay if you've never tried. We're here to show you exactly what needs to be done. And we're here to give you everything that's needed to implement everything that you're going to want to do. Okay. Back on the passive income side of things. All right. I'm not going to harp on this too much, but I want you to remember passive income is not new. Netflix, I mean, you name it, all these people have a service. I consider that to be passive as well. Not all those movies get watched. Insurance, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like that's a passive income because I never use it. But there's a lot of Fortune 500 companies out there with memberships or fees that they charge on credit card or on your credit cards. and your phone bills, things like that, little extra services. Those are passive incomes, and it's all about packaging them correctly, for pricing them and presenting them to every client. That's why when you get your phone bill in, there's always something in there you can upgrade to the insurance that you'll probably never use. I don't know what else there is, but just think about anything you see that has like a little upsell in it. That's their passive income from these large companies. So it's something that if they're doing it, you should be doing it as well. The only way you can actually be successful with it is if you believe in it. All right. So if you saw the little thing just bounce in, I saved that for you guys because I want you to understand you have to believe in the services that you're offering. All right. You can't try to sell something that you don't believe in or it won't work. That goes for anything, but especially when you're dealing with the tax world. So what are we going to cover? I'm going to give you 3 different secrets, all right, on how to create the year-round model, how to build the passive stream, and how to find clients who actually owe the IRS within your book of business. All right. And so you can make things happen quick. All right. So I'm going to show you this because at the end of the day, working with us and working with me, your life's going to get better and easier than it has been. Hence the tricycle. All right. Working with us, I'm going to put those wheels in there, make your life better and easier. All right, so let's get into this. Secret number 1, how do you do it? How do you create a year-round? First off, you got to get rid of your seasonal mentality. All right, how many people have a seasonal mentality that they can't seem to shake? Tell the truth, just chat in there. If every time you're excited about tax season and then you're like dead at the end and don't know what to do, you got a seasonal mentality. Okay, you should know everything you're going to do. Seasonal mentality means, since they asked that question, it means you're only focused on one thing. Your whole life revolves around that one season, all right? If you're focused on just now in this season, this is the only time, January to April, January to May, that's your one of the guys who was on here said Super Bowl. That is the Super Bowl from January to May. You got to get past that, all right? You got to be able to focus on the whole year. There's 12 months in a year, all right? You got to be able to see yourself making money year round and realize that money is not just happening January to May. All right. If you do what we say, you can do that. You got to let everybody know you can do more than just prepare their taxes. All right. We're all tax professionals here. All right. If you're not and you're just getting starting out, you're still a tax professional. Okay. You're in the industry and you're learning. You've got to know that you can do more and they got to know that you can do more. Okay. If you partner with us, we can help you. We can work with you, we can show you, but you've got to believe and know that you can do more and let your clients know and let everybody know, even if they're not your clients. You should be telling everybody, I do more than just prepare taxes. I fix tax problems. I help my clients get out of messes. When problems get fixed, people are willing to write checks. All right. Think about lawyers, think about everything. When problems get fixed, money gets exchanged, I think is a saying that I've heard before. Clients got to know that they have your back. All right. If issues arise, they need to know that you are a professional. You're not just there. All right. They got to know that you don't have that seasonal mentality, that you only make your money in those 3 or 4 months. They need to understand your goal. All right. This one I want you to really listen to. Your goal with your clients is not just filling out forms. Agreed? Everybody? Anybody? All right. Well, it isn't. Your job is to save them time and money. Time or money. Okay. Your job is to actually help your clients. All right. That's what you should have gotten into this tax prep industry or the tax industry for, is to help them. You help them save time by you being the professional, you finding all the deductions that they need and you knowing what you're doing. So they're not digging through trying to learn how to file their returns. You save them money by knowing the same things. Okay. Your clients need to understand that's your goal. When you come to me, I'm going to either help you save time or I'm going to help you save money, period, in a sentence. And that needs to be your mentality. That's something that has to happen. All right. Now, with all that being said, you may say, I'm good with all that, Darren. I understand all of what you're saying about the seasonal mentality. My clients knowing I have their back. I know I'm more than just a tax professional. I know I can find and let people know I help fix tax problems. I already do that. But I don't understand what you mean by memberships. My clients only use bank products. I don't know how to do resolution or even find the clients. Okay. What I mean by memberships is making your client pay you monthly for protection and to be a part of your team. You want your client to be a part of your team and they want you to be a part. I mean, they want to be a part of your team. All right. And if you position yourself that way, that you're fully protecting them year round and it costs them $10 a month for you to put a 2848 on file, know when they get potential audit alerts and things like that, they'll buy it. They want to pay for that. They expect to pay for that. They can still use bank products. You can still use bank products. They still may want a cash advance. Okay. Doesn't mean they won't pay you $10, $15, $20 a month to enroll in one of your plans. I promise. I've seen it with over 100 tax professionals out there doing things. They do. All right. And as far as you don't know how to do resolution work or find the clients, listen, we know how to do resolution work. You don't want us to teach you. We have a program for that. We can do it. You want us to teach you, we can do that too. But forget about not knowing how to do the work and start learning how to find the clients, which will help you as well. But when you find those tax problem clients, remember, they also create revenue for the front wheel. Most people that have tax problems haven't filed on average 3 years of tax returns. So that's extra work right there. The truth. All right. It's always so funny to me. People say, here's the truth. But it is, here's the truth. Your customers already trust you with 3 of the biggest things in their life they want to protect. Outside of their families, outside of their own lives, they're giving you access to their money, their time, and their identity. All right. Time is probably the biggest thing that we have that we can never get back, right? We can lose money and get money back, we can't get time back. All right. You take my identity, now it's my money and my time is getting tied up. All right. And ID theft is huge right now. I just found out some stuff that's coming out. You watch and see there's going to be a major data breach or something that just happened in a big company. You'll see it probably in a week or so, I bet you, when it hits out. But that just happened to a very big company. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but you'll see in a week from now when you see it, you'll go, hey, Darren was just telling me about that. But I have a client that is on the inside of that. So they already trust you. So whatever you tell them to do, most of them will agree to, right? You need to have this because people are stealing people's identities left and right. They're getting their tax refunds. You're going to be audited. The IRS has hired all these people. People have seen all of these commercials and like political commercials, the most one I read, like the IRS just hired 87,000 agents and da-da-da. It was a political thing, but people are getting shook up from that. I mean, the IRS is coming out. Audits are going up higher than I've ever seen, recently. Offering compromise, people are calling back. Revenue officers are being assigned. I mean, COVID's over, guys. Like, it's coming. So they're going to start coming back and collecting this money. You already have resolution clients, okay? You already have them, but you don't know what to do with them, right? In your book of business, I guarantee you, how many people, what percentage of your business is Schedule C or businesses? If anybody has Schedule C returns or business returns, you got tax resolution clients already. All right. I promise you, because things are going to start happening, which is why they need you and they already trust you. So you need to do it. Professionally, we owe it to our clients. And I said that we owe them, right? They owe us. They need to pay us because we're professionals. We deserve to get paid for every second that we spend with them. But we also owe it to them to provide them some sort of protection that they can say yes or no to. We also need to tell them that they don't have to worry about the IRS when they come to us, because we're not tax preparers, we're tax professionals. You've got to do that. And you got to position yourself that way with all your clients, right? They will pay you for peace of mind and protection from ever dealing with the IRS if they trust you and know that what you're saying is correct, right? And if you have a product, right? If you just tell them, hey, I want to cover your audit, that's not a real product. It's not a service. It's not something that you have like tangible they can see. When people start seeing it, they want to get involved, right? And you want your clients on your team and loyal to you. And if they're paying you $10, $15, $20 a month to be in a protection plan, they're yours. They are your clients forever. You tell them to come see me, they're going to be happily and come see me. You tell them to go see Jim Bob over here to get insurance, they're going to go do that. They're your clients once you get there, right? So you've got to know that you're worth it, okay? Memberships, I kind of sort of talked on it. I'm going to leave this up for just a second and kind of touch on it a little bit. But the key points that I want to point out is, like, with our memberships that we give our clients and what we're proposing to give to you that you're going to be offering would be, we file an IRS 2848 immediately. There's no waiting around for if an issue arises. They get an audit, we're going to know, right? We're going to file, or you're going to file extensions for them automatically. If they get their ID theft, you're going to fix it at no cost. If they need income transcripts for a mortgage, you're going to be able to get it to them instantly because you've already got a power of attorney on file. All right. Some of you may be thinking, well, I can't put a 2848 on file. Don't worry about it. We have ways for that. Okay. There's ways around that so that you can support your client the way that needs to be. Back to one of the original slides, when you partner with us, we make your life easier and better. All right. potential audits and fraud I mentioned, discounts, that's all up to you. So these things can be tweaked and changed to whatever you want. We've got a client, a CPA, didn't want to put the no cost audit representation on there. I actually need to get a testimony from her because she actually took out a bunch of things and her clients are paying her $20 a month. So, Roz, to answer your question, you wouldn't be able to put it if you don't have, I mean, you could put it on, I guess, you got to be a professional, long story short, an enrolled agent, CPA, attorney. I guess if you're enrolled, prepare, you can put it on and cover like an 8821 and cover that particular year. But if you don't have an EA in your office, some of you guys might be EAs, but if you're just, not there yet, or you're studying to be one, don't worry about it. We've got ways to fix that, and you can partner with people to make that happen. So that's why. And then the IRS account review report annually, they're going to get something tangible in the, physically they can see with these plans. So it's a separate service, and clients will pay for it. And it's something that is different. How many of you guys actually use like audit, what is it, Protection Plus or something like that? Y'all use those? Like the annual, like that third party audit protection stuff, or they pay you like $50 and I think they take half of it or something. Anybody? Thanks for being communication. Yeah. So no. Okay. A lot of folks do that. And from what I understand, they're not really happy with it, or maybe I think they try to charge the clients or something like that. I don't know, but it's something that I feel like is offered, but it's an annual thing they add to the tax return, and then you have to pass them off to another client. You don't want to do that. You want to develop your own. All right, develop your own so that you become the professional, and you offer that service. All right. So the programs that we have, this step number 2 or secret number 2 is to build a passive income stream that's going to grow with you. All right, it's going to grow your tax prep business. Because I said it earlier, probably 5-6 times, so I won't spend too much time, but your passive income is going to grow as your tax prep business is going to grow as your passive income grows, because as you start going out there and marketing yourself as a professional, helping people with tax problems, offering these memberships, people are going to be referred to you. You're going to have clients come in that you didn't have. Now you've got extra prep work. You may get, referrals for the memberships. You may get referrals for the resolution work, entity setups and compliance. Things are going to start coming together, which is going to grow your tax prep side. So if somebody comes in and can't afford to pay you for the 5 years they need to get filed, you're now outside of that seasonal mentality. Your new answer is no problem. You put them on payments, right? They're already late. And we'll teach you how to handle that, how to present it, how to speak to the client about those, but they're going to pay you over time. So take those monthly payments. The economy thrives on monthly payments, okay? The programs that we have may sound like that we're asking you to sell something. They're not. They're not pitched. They're presented. We don't pitch anything to anybody. We present options to people. And when you professionally present options, people pick, and that's it. There is no pressure. There is nothing putting, pressure on people and so forth. So if you do what you're supposed to and follow our system and present things the way we tell you to, they'll pay for your services monthly. All right, you'll have money coming in every month. Now, a lot of people feel that they're not good at sales. They also feel like their clients aren't going to buy anything. All they care about is their tax refunds and so forth. And I get that. That's a whole nother type of client. There are some clients out there who that's all they care about, right? But I promise you it's 10 to 15% of your clients, even the ones you think don't want the protection due. All right. And I touched on this already. I'm not going to be pushy with my clients, and you don't have to be. Everything's presented. Let them decide. People like to have choices. People also like to be involved. People like to be a part of something, and you want them to be a part of your business, not just a tax prep client. Okay. Doesn't make sense for your business. I disagree. I totally disagree, because I think it makes sense for anybody in the tax prep business, regardless, whether you're a CPA, a bookkeeping firm, just a straight tax prep office, whatever. Our plans and our programs all make sense 100%. Okay. You may think they don't, but I've got some people that disagree. I've got 2 folks down here that wrote me as a participant. I'm able to cover my off-season expenses, set himself up to make about $9 grand a month. I bet you this gentleman is making more than that from when he sent this to us about a year ago or so. 6 months maybe. But I bet you he's built it since then. That guy is on it. All right. And he follows everything to a T. He asks the questions. He gets on the weekly calls with us. He is excelling, and he's making $9 grand a month from resolution and plans alone. Down here, this lady got involved in 2017, says she hasn't needed to borrow money. I don't know about you guys, if are y'all having to borrow money in the off season? This young lady has a franchise, and I know that she has to go to like her franchisor and borrow money just to make it through to the next season. Is anybody out there borrowing money like that? I guess you don't want to put that on the chat, I'm sure, but if you are, you don't have to anymore. Okay. The biggest testimonial when I blew up there is from Mr. John Hewitt. I think everybody knows who John Hewitt is. He started 3 nationwide tax preparation brands, franchises that are out there. Does anybody not know who John Hewitt is? They call him the granddaddy or great granddaddy of tax. But his quote that he wrote for me was, Darren and his team has never let any of my franchisees down. Comes resolution. I'm paraphrasing here, but it says he sees what I've done, and definitely I'm his go-to for all things resolution related. If you're looking for someone to help you add resolution to your office, I'm definitely the one to call. Give me a try. You'll be glad that you gave me a call. That to me is huge, because he's helped 4, 5, 6, 11, I don't know, thousands of people get into the tax business. And he says that I'm the go-to for tax resolution, and he sends them to me when they start talking about adding things and wanting to make more money. They come to me, and that's a big a pat on my back, I guess, or I'm pretty proud to have Mr. Hewitt tell people that about me. So that should be good enough to know that it will work in your office. That's my point in saying all this and showing you this. It will work in your office if you implement it correctly and you follow my lead on it and go that route. All right. If you don't have passive, does anybody have passive income already? Like anybody making year-round money outside of like bookkeeping? Anybody do a membership program or anything? No? Okay. Just wondering. But you most likely don't have passive year-round income because you don't believe in the value. You don't ask every client. You don't tell people you can do more. You want to be the star. I'm going to touch on this in a minute. And you don't believe you are worth the money. All right. That's what the slide says. So what that means is it's your fault. If you don't have passive year-round income after knowing about it, okay, right this second is fine, but you probably don't have it. Things have been presented to you, and it's probably because you don't believe in the value of the services. If that's the case, I can't fix that. I can try to show you, but if you don't believe in the value of a protection plan, and you don't believe in the value of people paying to get their tax problem resolved, I can't force you to do that. All right. Because to me, it makes pretty sense. Professionals get paid to do a service, and that's the value, is that we're going to fix your problem. And that's why people pay us. A lot of people don't ask everybody to enroll. We did like a poll, and I want to say over half, they said they don't, certain clients, right? That's what I kept hearing. My client, well, I got a handful of clients that I know aren't going to do it. Well, I got clients that aren't going to do it. You got to go through it. It's a systematic approach. I mean, you ask every client to enroll in a membership program, or every client to enroll in an entity setup, and you do it every time they come in, but you don't push them. You just present it, right? Eventually they'll sign up. If they don't, oh, well, move on to the next one. But you've got to give them the option, because you owe it to them, so that when they do become audited and you do charge them fees for something like that, they understand why. Okay. You want to be the star to your clients. That's a big one. All right. If you're the type of person that only wants to do everything yourself, and you want to be the star, and you don't want to partner and work and delegate or have other people out there helping you, you're going to have a very hard time. I'm not going to say you can't, but you're going to have a very hard time making the passive and year-round income that you want to make. You've got to be willing to work with other people like myself, maybe some people out there. You've got to be able to delegate some things to people in your office, maybe hire someone once you start making more money. You can't just be the star of all, or you're just going to get burnt out. All right. We talked about burnout a lot. That'll happen. All right. Last, if you don't believe you're worth the money, then we need to have a serious conversation, because you are. All right. You're handling people's finances. You know what you're doing. You've got to flip that switch on and put that hat on that you are confident and you are worth the money, because you are. You're worth whatever you charge. If you charge $100 for a tax return, then okay. If you charge $500, you're worth it. And you've got to believe it and understand why you're worth it. All right. You're worth it because you know how to do it the right way, and you know how to do things properly. And once you add all these other services and agree to start working with other people and partnering with people and not being the star, you can actually, you'll do way more than you ever thought. And you're still the star, by the way, just for the record. If you send a client to me and I fix their tax problem, you're the star. You sent them to me. They come back to you. I don't see them once their tax problem's done. They keep coming to you, and they love you, and they refer people. Why? Because you sent them to me. Your partner. Remember, It's just all about how it's presented. Okay. It's your fault, though, is the truth. All right. I'm gonna take a breath here for a second, let you look at that. We talked about the passive stream and the year-round stream. Now we're talking about the last is how to find clients who owe the IRS. It's not hard. If you got Schedule C filers, every one of them should be on a membership program. Right? You need to start by pulling transcripts for all your Schedule C from the last 3 years. And you need to start looking at their transcripts, figuring out what you can do, and you need to look at converting them, all right, into S Corps so they can save money on the tax side of things. Put them into an S Corp, figure it all out. That's a membership program too. The compliance programs are memberships, right? The notices come in, you answer the notices form where you tell them what the notices say. Everybody should be on a membership program, their Schedule C or anything, any type of business owners at all. All right. If they're making a profit. I mean, if you got somebody that's making $1,000 on the Schedule C and they're losing money every year, something like that, it's not going to make sense because they're not paying that self-employment tax. But I'm talking legitimate people making a decent living, paying a whole bunch of taxes every year. Get rid of the 15% self-employment tax. Let's put them on a small salary that grows every year that we can justify as reasonable and make it work, right? Using social media, you want to target people. I know it sounds crazy, but social media actually works. Okay. So if you target them, you can request a no-cost review using their actual transcripts. It'll yield several clients if it's done correctly. And if you don't know anything about it, we know people that can help you with it. Okay. So that's another thing. It's called partnering with people. Partnering with us, we know where to put you, where to send you, and how to make it work. Now, from this point forward, you got to let them know you can help settle their IRS debt at all. You got to let them know that you guarantee to place them in relief. And yes, guarantee, right? We do things a little bit different with our programs, the way we set it up. We don't expect you to charge anything up front to your client, but do a little due diligence, guarantee to put them in one of the 4 programs. You're going to gain new clients. People are going to love you. You're not going to seem like some of these companies off the TV that are promising things that they can't do. So you may be thinking dots, right? Why would you want to market to them? Why would you want to target Schedule Cs? How do you provide these services once you market it, if they come in? And is it worth my time? All right, I'm going to start from the bottom up, though. You're like, not many people you know owe the IRS. Does anybody agree with that? I mean, a lot of folks will tell me they don't even owe the IRS that much. Nobody I have owes the IRS. You guys have people that owe the IRS on a regular basis every year? Then you've got them right there in your book. That's what you want. Statistically speaking, 1 in 9 owe the IRS over $10,000. I can tell you just from my children playing sports, 2 of my girls play softball and they're on 2 different teams, and every team they've ever been on has had 11 or 12 players. Every season, at least one parent comes to me or emails me, and I got to fix a tax problem for them. So I know that it works. It's been working for 10, 11 years since my daughter, she was 17. So since 8 or 9 years, I guess, every year, a different parent comes to me with a tax problem when they figure out what I do. So statistically, it's well worth your time. If 1 out of 9 people owe the IRS $10,000, absolutely it's worth your time. How do you begin to provide these services? You partner with us, period, in a sentence. You partner with us. We have a program you can refer and do nothing, make a little money on that side. We got a partner program where you can, really partner with us and you can pay us a fee, monthly fee, and you will do all the work for you. I mean, the sky's the limit. It depends on what your business needs and what your goals are. But don't worry about providing the services. We've got people that do it for you, or we can teach you how to do it. All right. Why would you want to market and target? Because that's where the money is. All right. That's where your year-round revenue is coming from. People that owe taxes, that's where your money's coming from. Schedule C people, turning them into S Corps, that's where your money's coming from immediately. So if you're thinking any of these questions right here, stop. All right. The truth is all you got to do is trust and follow the system that we put in place, present the options to every client, and you're going to let your client choose. Remember, there's no sales pitch at all. Once you present an option to a client, let's go to resolution for a second. We charge them nothing. We get a 2848 on file. We pull their records. We put something together for them and say, here's what we think we can do, and here's what it costs. That's not a sales pitch, is it? We just give them options. All right. So they'll happily enroll. Why? Because they expect to pay professionals for their services. When you give away stuff, it equals 0 value. You got 10% of the population that loves free stuff, right? They're not going to pay you a dime. But the majority of the people out there expect to pay a professional for their services. And if you're a professional, they're going to pay you. All right. Talked about it earlier, the media helping. Look, they're getting people shook up. I don't know about you guys, but we get emails and calls and social media messages to our business page asking us like, hey, is the IRS really coming after us? Hey, did they hire 87,000? I mean, they act like that we're, on the inside, like working with the IRS and knowing what's going on. All I know is everything's increasing, right? Bank levies have been hit left and right with states. I'm talking since the beginning of the year. It just seems like every day there's more stuff coming. The revenue officers are being assigned, audits are happening. Things that have been quiet are now happening, right? And the media is helping prepare like your clients for IRS issues that are coming, and you're providing a solution, whether it be the membership program because they don't owe taxes yet, but you are going to protect them, whether it's resolution work because that client does owe, or you have a solution for it all. And honestly, your clients deserve for you, their tax professional, to offer these services. You should be offering these services, whether it's through us or not, because they're needed services. They're part of the tax industry. And not to mention, it's going to bring you year-round and passive income. So there's no reason for you not to be offering these things. So right now you may feel like this. We're almost done. But if you feel like that, it's okay. I know I've thrown a lot at you with different things as far as what you should be doing or what, how you should be doing it. Hope I didn't hurt any feelings out there. Nobody got their feelings hurt, right? You didn't see yourself in any of those quotes or comments, hopefully. If you did and you felt that way, hey, then maybe it's a time for you to open up your eyes and do something about it. And we're here to help with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it is that we want to do. So I'm going to ask a question. Everybody's following me on this, I think. Correct? Everybody's still awake? Raj, thank you so much. I'm calling you Raj. I hope that's okay. But thank you so much for answering quite a bit here. But everybody seems to still be awake. So is anybody excited? Is anybody excited about passive and year-round income? This one I'm gonna sit there and hold on. Raj said yes. Somebody else chat me something other than the 4 or 5 people that have been chatting. Somebody say yes, or somebody say no, you're crazy, it ain't gonna work. I don't care. Whatever, just somebody say something for me. Please. There's a whole bunch of you on here. Maybe you're driving down the road, or maybe you can't chat. Maybe you got somebody, I don't know. All right, well, we covered all this. All right, you can hear me. I hope, right? Everybody's heard, but we talked about creating the year-round revenue, building a passive income stream that's going to grow, and how to find clients that owe the IRS, right? Those are the things that you've got to do. So I asked you earlier if I could increase your revenue 26%, I could increase help you do exactly what needs to be done to offer tax resolution without actually doing the work. If I could do all of those things, would you want my help? And a handful of y'all said yes. So I'm asking again, who would like me to help them implement the things that we talked about in their business? You can put I'm ready in the Q&A box if you're ready. I don't really expect that from, not many of y'all have been commenting in the Q&A box, which is okay. But if you are and you want to say I'm ready, you can let me know, and we'll make sure we follow up with you. If you don't, that's okay as well. So if you don't want me to help you implement it, it's not a big deal. But if you do, put it that you're ready. All right. If you are ready, here's what happens from here. If you want to talk about what can happen, then you're going to schedule a call with me. We're going to talk for 15 minutes. I just want to know when the pricing comes. All right. 2 slides, basically, essentially, but it's based on different things. So I'm going to tell you, here it is. Schedule a call with me, talk for 15 minutes about where you are. I need to know what your vision is and what you're trying to do. The call doesn't cost anything. We go over your current goals, resources, where you're marketing, what you're doing, to see how we can help. All right. Once I know how we can help and I can help, then I'll give you my solution on you. Not everybody's office can implement everything at one time, just based off of where they are and so forth. And also if I can't help, I'm gonna tell you why. Now, there's 20 some odd 30 people on here, and this is our 3rd one. So I can't partner with 150 people. That's just the reality. Okay. That's the reason why I have this call for 15 minutes. I want to talk to you because we only work with a limited number of people. It's not necessary. It's not a sales pitch on that aspect. I can't do that many. Okay. I can't do everybody that comes in and wants to and gets on the call. I can't partner with you because I can't support you properly. All right. But we will support you properly during the launch. And then once you're up and running, then we will move again and launch again and get more people, but I can only do a handful. All right. So how much does this cost? Jamil, I know you was asking that. So there is an investment for us. All right. But if we agree that we're a good fit, then we'll move forward. Oops, what in the world? I hit something. There we go. In just a few months, you're going to make your money back. Most people have made it back quicker than that, but in a few months, you're going to make whatever the investment is back. Remember, there's a couple different things that we're going to do. We do have a way for you to get involved and start doing things right away that cost you nothing, and we build from there. All right. I can't figure this out. Raj, let's do a call. Perfect. Love to. All right. So the initial call is free. If you're still on this webinar, you should schedule a call with us. FYI, even if we help increase your revenue by only 5%, it will be well worth the investment in partnering with us. And again, we have ways that you can partner with us and grow together. All right. So it's definitely something to do. Again, the call's free. Raj says he wants a call, so we will definitely set that up with him. But let's talk real quick. Who's it for? I want to make sure everybody on the call understands. I don't know if some of you on the call might not be a tax preparer or an EA or a tax business owner. If you don't do taxes physically yourself, that's fine too. But if you're not actually operating currently, like you're just thinking about getting into the tax business, then you're not really ready right now. You need to have some sort of tax operating business, right? You need to have some sort of clientele, some kind of base. You need to know that you're good at what you do, and you got to want to make monthly recurring revenue. Big thing for me is that you got to be willing to help. You got to love helping people. All right. And you got to have some skin in the game, hence the reason for the fees. If you're a tax professional and you are existing and have clients, this is for you. All right. If you're looking to build a year-round tax revenue center, then that's what we can help with. All right. So after all of this, Raj said yes, but after hearing all of this, would you still like a solution that'll end this roller coaster that we talked about? Do you want to put those two wheels on that tricycle that I've been calling the tax prep industry? If you do, then you need to go. But I'm talking about a proven solution, right? If I gave you a solution that works, that's one thing, but I'm talking about a solution that works. It's easy to learn, implement yourself, and also teach your staff. That's key right there. Okay. Once we teach you this, you can teach your staff and you can implement things, and you can scale this as big or as small as you want it. Or you can keep it small or you can scale it big. All right. It's a process. It's a system. It's not something that's hard. All right. It's just something you don't know about most likely, or you're not sure exactly how to implement it. And that's where we come in. But this whole process is work. This isn't a get rich quick, one of those things where you dump money in and money comes out 10 times over. It could. I mean, guys are making a lot of money, but this is work. You're going to have to do the work as far as implementing it, as far as training it. But once it's up and running, I mean, you're good. You got year-round revenue coming. You got passive income coming in. You got money coming in from different streams. So, I mean, it's work, but it's easy once we get it all set up and rolling for you. So I always say one more time at the end, who wants me to help them turn their seasonal tax office into a year-round tax help center, right? That's something that I want to do if you want me to do it. All right. I want to help you generate that year-round and passive income that is easy to teach, right? So I can teach you, you can teach them. I want to help you. So who else wants to help? Anybody else want to tell me they want help besides Raj? All right. I know William on here somewhere. William, you already said you wanted to, and you just hopped on here. So I know you're coming, Will, Ron, I know you're coming. Sabrina, I think, is coming too. Sounds good. Raj, thank you very much. Talk to you soon, Raj. But if you're still thinking you don't know where to start, that's fine, guys. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. That's where we come in. So that's what the call is for. 15 minutes to talk about, help you and me both gain clarity on what to do next. Once we put that plan together, we can give that to you, and you can implement that plan as needed if you want to, or just like we tell you to do with your clients, that's what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to give you options and say here, and you'll have options of choosing which way you want to go, and you'll make that decision. We're not here to hard sell or push you into doing anything, but if you like what I say I can do once I talk to you a little more personally, then we'll move forward from there. So what I'd ask for you to do is please visit taxresconnect.com, schedule your 15-minute strategy call with me. And once we talk, then we'll put something together for you and send it out. So please apply now. So at the end of the day, that's what we do. We help tax professionals just like you build tax help centers that are year round. All right. So if you want to build year round, you want to start building passive income, you want to start gaining new clients, please go to taxresconnect.com, schedule a call with me. We'll put together your roadmap strategy and present it to you, and then you can decide from there. So that's the next step. If you're interested, it doesn't cost you anything, but I hope to see a lot of you. Thank you so much. And I will sit here for a minute. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them, but if not, schedule your strategy call at taxresconnect.com, and let's see what we can do with your business. Any questions right now from anybody or no? All right. Well, perfect, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And hopefully, if you're still on here, there's a handful of you still on here. So I know you're listening. Go to taxresconnect.com, schedule the call. If you're still on here listening, obviously you're still wondering or considering it's something that you need to do. So do it. Schedule the call. It's 15 minutes. Let's talk. Let's see if it's worth moving forward together. If we fit, great. And if we don't, I'll tell you why we don't fit well and what you should do. And then maybe we'll fit together better at a later time. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend.